Welcome back, Wolfpack Verlis here. This is how to use Golem. What? Those stats. Oh my goodness, okay. So Golem has a really high attack and a really high defense, and would you believe in the 6th generation that attack got buffed? It used to be 110 base, now it's a 120 base attack. Its defense is 130. Its hit points are actually pretty good for that bulk, and then on top of that, you're not special attacking anyways. A rock shouldn't be expected to be fast. The only thing that could be a little more hopeful or a little better is special defense, and even then when you look at the trends of Pokemon, those rock type Pokemon generally don't have that special defense bulk. They're supposed to be seen as a long lasting enduring thing against physical threats. And special, you know, it has a lot of special weaknesses overall. But dang, that's some good stats. However, when you look at that typing, that's a lot of weaknesses for a tanky Pokemon to want to survive. 4 times weaknesses, and then just a lot of other pretty common weaknesses. Pretty much the idea is, if you get hit by a special attack, you're going down anyways. So you're going to try to even endure some good physical, even super effective hits. But there's a lot of things that you have to worry about even then. So as long as you don't encounter anything super, you're going to be doing very well. You have a good amount of resistances. Your neutral hits aren't the greatest, but again, as long as you can avoid those super effective hits, or as long as you can stay on the physical ground, you're doing pretty well. Also, offensively, you cover really well with that ground rock. That with the resistances and weaknesses, you have a good amount of coverage overall, and you can hit really well. So let's hop into Pokemon Showdown and really see how you use Golem. And what I was thinking is sturdy setup Pokemon. With that, with the sturdy ability, it's like having a free focus sash. So that's a free stealth rocks no matter what you're facing, even if it is something super effective crazy. And then I was thinking, well, even with all those super tanky stats, let's go for the offense. Now, a lot of you guys are wondering, why am I having Life Orb with Sturdy? Well, Sturdy leaves you at 1 hit point, and Life Orb would break your Sturdy if you end up attacking first. But the way I see it is that you set up Stealth Rock. Stealth Rock isn't going to cost you any health on Life Orb because it is a status move. So Life Orb only happens if you do damaging moves. So what I was thinking is, say worst case scenario, your Sturdy gets procced, your Stealth Rock goes off. Now you're looking at getting outsped. I was just thinking Life Orb Sucker Punch. You try to get as much of that huge damage as possible in where you can, is the idea that with this attack being where it is, you know, the Life Orb boost into a Sucker Punch, at least you're going to set up Stealth Rocks plus. And I think that could be a very beneficial thing to have. Also, if you're not getting hit, like say they open physical, or say they open a Pokemon that's not really trying to do any damage, that Rock Blast is going to hurt. That explosion is going to trade after you set up a Stealth Rocks because of that Life Orb. So I think that with this, you can just kind of make it a setup Kamikaze Pokemon, and it can just be a very good setup with a little extra coverage on that Rock Blast where you can find those super effective hits. Now, why Rock Blast? Well, because it has the same accuracy as Rock Slide, and if you hit 3 times, which is fairly common, that you're not going to hit 2 times that often, you're going to be doing the same amount of damage as Rock Slide, and then if you hit 4 or 5 times, you're doing more damage than Rock Slide would have done, so I think that's what you can look at right there. On top of that, I was also thinking we can run Golem with Rock Polish. Going to try to bring out the crazy stats, because with that full investment, even though its speed is really low, if you Rock Polish, it doubles your speed, so think of it like an agility. You're putting yourself at 194 speed at level 50, which outspeeds most of the metagame. Like, you're not going to have to worry about getting outsped by a lot of things, and you're really solid from there. On top of that, you know, you can put the rest into that Adamant attack, and just go for some heavy sweeping from there. Stab Earthquake is going to be brutal. Heavy Slam is going to be brutal. This is where you could choose to use Rock Slide. I think Rock Blast is better, but again, that's a 30% chance to flinch. Could happen, you know, it could be a nice little flinch right there. And again, if Rock Blast is only hitting 2 or 3 times, it's the same amount of damage, it's just kind of what you think. But Rock Blast also does break sashes and whatnot, so we're looking at that. And why I have Lychee Berry on Golem is because I'm thinking, well, you set up Rock Polish, that leaves you vulnerable, you might get hit super effective by something, and Sturdy could proc, which means free 50% attack. Also, if they're not hitting you super effective, you're looking at being a 2-3 hit KO Pokemon, which means you have a good chance of surviving in the red to get that Lychee Berry proc. So I'm thinking it's a good enough Pokemon where you should go for that Lychee Berry and just see how it goes with all the other coverage moves as well. So I think Golem can work like a super sweepers once you get that polish going. And then after that I was thinking Assault Vest. Assault Vest, you can run more tanky on this one, that you have the hit points, you have the defense, you have the special defense, and since your defense is so good, you can put full investment into the special defense, cut the hit point investment a bit to give your Assault Vest a bit more of usage, and since your defense is so high, I feel you can get a lot of strength from that as well. Power Up Punch to give you that offensive boost where you need it, and as long as you're not going against super effective threats, as I mentioned before, you're going to be a very tough Pokemon to KO. This is a 3-4 hit KO Pokemon, maybe even more if you're resisting especially, that you're just going to swing with that Power Up Punch, get the boost, and then you have all this great coverage. You can have Sucker Punch, Heavy Slam, Rock Slide, Rock Blast, Earthquake, all sorts of kind of moves. I wouldn't put Explosion on it. If you're setting up all that, I don't know. And then also, where's the other thing? You have Body Slam for that minimize, Brick Break for fighting. It also gets Hammer Arm, I believe, Fire Punch. You have a lot of good coverage on Golem. Problem is its speed and its weaknesses are what you need to worry about. If you can overcome the speed and weaknesses, Golem is a very frightening Pokemon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and that's how you use Golem.